Has anybody ever said to you something and your reaction was way too much? And then later rationality hits you and it made you feel like, oh, I reacted way too much. It was not relevant in that particular situation. And I reacted pretty childish. Maybe you just realized it by yourself and somebody else realized you the same thing. In that kind of situation, have you ever felt like when you reacted childish, maybe a child got hurt inside you? Strange, right? And I think we know all about it. We have heard this term called inner child. Today we are going to disclose the same. So I think we all have our own theories in our minds, like what inner child is and how it. Maybe we feel like, oh, we know about it, but I think we don't. And when I read about this topic, it literally made me realize that I seriously don't know about it. So, inner child is something which is introduced to us by Carl Jung. He was a psychologist, and in his research, in his studies, he told us that in every human, we have a divine child in ourselves who come in this world with pure curiosity, wonder, needs to love, and in different form of exploration before world told that child otherwise, before that child somehow learned that what is rational and what is irrational. This is how he described inner child. He literally termed it as a divine child. Kind of cute, right? Now let me tell you this in psychological way. So in psychology, they said like any human experience in the age of 0 to 7, your brain produce theta waves, which we also resembles to hypnotic state, under which any child who is experiencing any kind of experience or who is going through any kind of circumstances, they are storing the experiences in a hypnotic state, and that experiences are straight away stored into the subconscious. And I hope you know about it. And if you don't, then we have two different forms of mind within ourselves, which is conscious and subconscious. And whatever actions, whatever experiences, whatever things you're experiencing right now or feeling right now, majorly are cause of subconscious mind repetition or your pattern belief which is stored in your subconscious mind. So maybe whatever state you are in, whether in a pleasant or a drastic state, it is cause somehow related to that hypnotic state of your 0 to 7 year age experiences which is stored in your subconscious mind. And we all have that kind of belief which are negative plus positive. So that's how we that do that. There's a fun fact out there that from 0 to 7, human are like a sponge and they attract experiences, they store information with no filter, no critical filter like we have in adult life. And that same brain used in the hypnotherapy. So it's like you are just being programmed during the early years of your life. That's why every therapy, every self-healing video, you'll heard this term, and it is really important. And I think we usually heard this term in terms of trauma. So next we are going to discuss like how trauma actually build with your inner child. So basically when we heard the term trauma, we feel like there's something tragic happened, there's something drastic, there was something totally up and down roller coaster. But no, we do have small traumas as well, and we need to consider that thing. Now you'll be like, oh, small trauma, do we really have it? Yes, we have it. And it is, I'll tell you a few. So small trauma are these forms of experience which seems a little non-effective to us, and we have experienced it, and maybe we are the cause that someone is experiencing it right now. So sometimes we'll just take it like what kind of small traumas we have. Like somebody is crying and we told them like, why are you crying? It's just a small thing. Suppose a child lost his toy and you're like, why are you crying? It's just a small thing. And this pattern keep repeating for him. He lost something else again, which is his favorite. Instead of consoling, you are, the same question has been asked to him or her, that why are you crying? Second form is when somebody wants to talk to you, or somebody would like to hear something from you, would like to feel consoled, and they just get silence. Next form is when you got something and you are so proud of it and you just share it with one of your family member, your friend, or something, someone you are close with, and they, instead of just congratulate you first, they would prefer the option of comparison, and they just ask you how many others scored, what was your score, what was your class total score, and it's like it comes as a comparison for you, and this pattern repeated. And the last one, which is I think this generation is suffering from, that is you need to behave in certain way, then only you will receive love, you'll receive respect, you'll receive the success. If you'll choose this path, the success will be there. If you behave in certain way, you'll have a good partner. If you'll behave, act according to this, then only success will be there. And all these things when repeated leave you with a wound. Okay, and please do not think like small trauma is impacting low. No, it doesn't. Small trauma, if small trauma will going to repeat it, it is like a pattern for you, and it's like a second nature, and that is like deeper than any big trauma, because big traumas, I think it happens occasionally, but small trauma, it just different, and it comes as a lesson. Okay, so when repetitive things happens, it comes as a lesson, and then it feeds in your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind repetition make it a belief, and that belief and that pattern just turn out as a reaction in today's life. Now, there's one interesting another fact I would like to tell, that we just think like, okay, small patterns, small trauma, big trauma, we feel they're just stored in our mind, and we just have it in our back of our conscious or subconscious mind, and we just feel it over the time, but it doesn't, your body also feels it. Have you ever felt that same kind of situation makes you react similar way, not just by rationally but by physically as well? You feel the same nervousness, same knot in your stomach, same heavy breathing. So this is your body identification pattern, which act according to the same experience. So if you're having same experience, whether it's a joyful or a bad experience for you, your body has a resemblance according to it, and it react almost same if it happened repeatedly with you, especially in the negative senses if it is unhealed. Now, this is how your child inner child was, and this is what your inner child is now, how it's showing today, how it look like. So it's not like any physical form, or it's not like any spiritual form either. It's just in a pattern, and the pattern, I think I'm going to tell you few patterns out there, and I think you're going to relate for sure about few of them. So patterns are like when somebody ignores you, you just feel disproportionately hurt. You just don't feel hurt like a usual person. It's just a roller coaster. You hurt, then your rational thinking hits you. You're like, okay, I shouldn't be. They must be busy, and but you're still feeling that void. Sounds relatable, right? Another would be if somebody disagree with you, instead of proving up, and you feel like, oh, I am right there. But if you are having an unhealed inner child, you should apologize there, or you will apologize there, or you will fight there, because in your experiences, it feels like if you are going to disagree, then it's a dangerous situation. The person will leave, the situation will drift away from your hand and stuff like that. Next pattern is when you disappoint someone, you can't sleep. And you do that because your inner child feel guilty, because you learn that you're going to disappoint somebody, then it's a bad thing, and bad thing doesn't let you sleep. Another one is when you feel something which you wanted to when you achieve something which you wanted to, but still you're feeling hollow. It's still not enough, because when you achieve something in as a child, you never said, nobody said proud of you. You don't know that small wins are also the wins. It shouldn't be a huge achievement. It shouldn't be a pamphlet worthy success. Even a small thing can consider as a success, and we need to learn about it. And the last one is over explain or over apologize, and I think I do that. I think all of us do that. Not all of us, of course, but yeah, people do it because we seriously feel like that if we are going to do that, we'll save something. Meanwhile, don't need to save anything, we just need to save ourselves. And all of us think like this is our personality, like being disproportionately hurt, being over apologized, can't sleep when you disappoint someone unintentionally, hollow feeling of success, everything. We when somebody asks us, we or even when we just think it closer, we feel like, oh, this is our personality, but it is not. It is your survival strategy from your inner child, because that child didn't know what to do, so he just creates strategy, whatever his he was capable of or she was capable of. But the reality is the strategies has been created by a child, and childish things seriously don't work in adult life. So we just need to look into it, and to look into it we need to do the healing. Now how we can heal? Now comes the very interesting part of healing. I think it's the most terrible one. It's the most difficult part as well. So in the healing, the first thing which you're going to do is you're going to notice the patterns where you're disproportionately hurt, where you over apologize, when you can't sleep, when you want to say no but you can't. You just need to notice it. Notice and then try to remember if it is something related to my childhood, is it something from the past which I'm trying to ignore, which I've never healed. You just need to first thing you just need to do is notice, and it's a courageous thing. Second thing, I will suggest you to letter writing. I think nowadays we don't do it, but I think writing is a very beautiful thing which works wonders. So, write a letter to your inner child. Don't focus over the grammar, don't focus over any pattern, don't think like, oh, it should be perfect. No, just write. Write whatever you feel like. It could be grateful letter, it could be apology letter. Write whatever you want to. I would say write everything: gratefulness, apology, embarrassing things, what you're proud of right now, what you're thinking, every single thing. Then next would be give what you needed back then, whether you needed appreciation, whether you needed love, whether you needed that specific thing. Like I needed the bubble maker, okay, and I give myself bubble maker. I needed flowers back then. I'm giving myself flowers. You can do it anything. I wanted to write back then. I'm writing. I wanted to spend all of my salary. I do it sometimes. So we just need to, you know, you have your own habits. You know what you need, what you needed back then. Just feel it. That's why we call it adult money spending, right? Next would be play. Actually play with you. Okay, play in a sense, dance randomly, talk with yourself. Talking to yourself is not a bad thing, it's a good thing. Actually, you'll know a lot of thing, lot of good thing about you, lot of your strength, your weaknesses, where you are falling apart, and lot of stuff like that. Give yourself some time, just be with yourself for some time. And last one would be mirror questions. Just stand in front of a mirror, talk like you are cross questioning. Question, answer, question, answer, and you'll realize a lot of things clearing up. Now, once again, I'm going to tell you fun fact. Under neuroplasticity, brain for new emotional pathway, any human can do that at any age. So basically, you are never too old to reparent yourself. Never think, oh, now I am 27, I'm 24, I'm 37, I'm 41. It We are talking about 0 to 7 year child. No, you can always do that, always, because it's not something hard, and it is something at least you should deserve or you own yourself. Now comes the last part. When you're going to deal with this, it is not easy, not at all. It's a whole messy process. You'll do practices, you'll write letter, but you'll feel void. There is no instant result, I'm telling you. No instant result, nothing. You are not going to feel like, oh, you are going to do some practice and next day or next week or within a month, no, I'm so sorry, it will not going to disappear instantly. It will not going to permanently disappear also within that short span of period of time. So you will have the thoughts like, oh, I'm doing that, but there is no result of it, there's no evidence of it, this is not working. Actually, it is working. It just, healing is not a linear process. And I think, I would suggest, if you can, then you should also take a help from a therapist, but also it's optional. So if you feel like, okay, I don't, do I need to, if I want to heal myself or my inner child, so I should have a therapist? No, it's not required. Not required at all. And one last thing before ending this video, I would like to tell you that if you're thinking that you are weak by over apologizing, disproportionately hurt, not feeling enough, you can't sleep, feeling disgusted, you're not weak. And if you think you are weak, you are a whole dumb person, I would say. You're just wounded. And weak and wounded are not same thing. And I hope you know it. And wounded can be healed. And I've already told you how you will heal yourself. And I know if you are already in this stage of this video, then you are way much more healed than in any other individual in this world. And I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for watching the video. We're going to come up with another interesting topic, as I'm here to be on a journey of giving, like, sharing my experiences, which I thought I should learn earlier.